Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video I'm going to be talking a bit about what this channel is about, who I am, why I'm here, how the channel got started and all of that. So to get started with, someone asked me recently, one of my friends, where the name Tipharot came from, and basically the story behind that is, if you might have seen my video about intuitive tarot, and how I use that as a way to kind of get at my subconscious and what's beneath the surface. Well, when I learned this and when I was using this at first, I wanted to kind of share this with other people who'd perhaps been put off with the idea of tarot being something mystical and metaphysical and all of that, didn't see the fact that it could be used as a genuine, regular, psychological means of getting at your subconscious. So I wanted to start a blog about that and how it can be used and how anyone can use it as a kind of at-home Rorschach test. And I was going to do that, and I was going through possible names, potential names for the blog. And as I've been studying Kabbalah, or more specifically Hermetic Kabbalah, in other words Kabbalah with a Q, there's this thing in Kabbalah called the Tree of Life, which has 10 Sephiroths, or 11 if you count the hidden Sephiroth Da'ath, and one of these is called Tipharot, and it's associated with the heart, with the sun, with beauty, with triumph, and it also corresponds to the heart chakra in Eastern mysticism. And I just thought, I wanted to bring these people tarot from the heart, so I thought I'll mix the two words together, Tipharot and tarot, and I came up with Tipharot. Now, in the end, I didn't end up starting that blog because I didn't think there was a big enough audience for it, and I thought that there was a lot more that I wanted to teach than just tarot. And so I came to the conclusion that when I was making this site, that I'd actually use the name, because I like the name, and I thought it was a simple name that would stick in people's minds because it's a little bit unusual. It's not something that everyone's heard before. So that's the story of the name anyway. Now, what about the actual channel itself? How did that come about? Well, it all starts with something I realised a while ago, and basically a while ago I realised that I was interested in spiritual things, in esoteric and occult subjects, in all the different faiths that I explored as I was growing up, in ways that spiritual lessons can be learned by people who perhaps don't have any faith of their own, for exploring the mind, for getting to know themselves, and just all of these subjects just fascinate me. They always have. Even when I didn't have any particular spiritual beliefs myself, I was still fascinated by them and reading the different spiritual texts and always learning about them. But I never saw how this could be something that I could do all of the time. How does one take something that a lot of people don't understand, a lot of people don't have any interest in, and turn that into something that you can do all of the time and put a lot of energy and effort into? I didn't see how I could do that at first. Now, fast forward a bit, and I found myself working as an English teacher, and I was teaching people of different ages English, because I'm originally from England myself, and I'm currently living in Poland, so I was teaching these Polish people English, and it kind of struck me that teaching kind of just came naturally to me, like it was really, really easy, but I didn't enjoy teaching English. I mean, I like languages, and languages are fun to work with, but it wasn't my passion, it wasn't something that I really enjoyed. It felt like work, even though it was quite easy. So, a bit of time after that, and a bit of teaching in other forms later, I kind of realised, why not mix the two? Why not actually teach about the things that I'm passionate about and the things that I believe in? And I had this idea in the back of my mind, but it wasn't until certain mentors of mine, certain channels, certain people that I look up to kind of inspired me and showed me how much an inspirational message can actually change someone's life, that I decided, wow, I need to do this. I need to actually go for this and see if it works, because, I mean, the idea of helping other people is something that always appeals to me. I have this belief as well that any lesson you learn and practice yourself is worth something. But any lesson you learn, practice yourself, and then go on to teach someone else is worth double, because that has a ripple effect that's going to go on to then them teaching other people, and so on, and it just goes on and on. You know, every teacher that passes on a message, the students can then pass on the message, and it just spreads, and it's a great way to share a lot of goodness between people and make the most of an amount of energy and time and make it into something better than that, and make it into changes in people's lives. And that's something that's important to me. I think we all need to be working to make this world a better place in some way or another, and since I find teaching something that comes naturally to me, I thought this is the best way that I can do that myself. So that's a bit about the reason why I'm doing this. So what about me? Well, for starters, my name's Matt. I had a couple messages from people calling me Tipharot, and you can call me by the channel name Tipharot, or you can call me Matt, or whatever, I don't mind. And as I already said, I'm from England. I was born there, and I lived there most of my life, but recently I moved to Poland a few years ago, and I've been living here now. I'm actually half Polish, half English, so I can speak both languages, though English is my main language. A bit about my beliefs. I've come through a lot of belief systems. I mean, I was raised by atheist parents, but I went to schools that were predominantly Christian, and so I picked up Christianity quite early on. After that, I kind of explored other beliefs. I spent some time being atheist, agnostic. I looked at Taoism, Buddhism. I looked to some lesser degree at things like Hinduism, and eventually at some point I found the Kybalion, the book by the New Thought author William Walker Atkinson, that has been kind of partly wrongly attributed to Hermeticism, but it's a really great book, and it really kind of went with my beliefs at the time. I've actually got a video about it if you actually want to check that out. I'll put a link up here. And I was reading that book, and it just kind of hit me on this deeper level. Like, I realised that some of these things were things that I'd experienced myself and that I understood myself. And this was at a fairly young age. I was probably 16 or 17 at the time. And so after looking at that, I kind of started to explore more esoteric subjects, kind of dabbled in, you know, the likes of the occult, and learned a bit about Hermeticism, about alchemy, and about the Gnostics. And I essentially started to explore these things, and what I kind of came to the conclusion through my own experiences was that all these different viewpoints are talking about the same thing. Essentially, the spiritual world is the world of the mind, the inner world of the mind, of our dreams, of our out-of-body experiences, of our meditations, of our thoughts, of our feelings. It's what goes on that we can't kind of quantify. It's consciousness, and so there's always going to be debate about what it actually is, or who's right in that, because you can't really quantify it. You can't just get a fixed block of spiritual stuff from your mind and go, look, this is exactly how it is. Everyone's perception of it is going to be slightly different. Everyone's experience is going to be slightly different. And the more I realised this, the more I realised that I could learn from all the different faiths, and I could learn from people who didn't have any particular faith. And I also realised as well that, going back a bit to why I'm doing this channel, that a lot of these messages can be translated across. In other words, you know, you can teach someone a useful message from Buddhism if they're a Christian, and they can understand that if you word it in the right way that explains it to their set of beliefs. Because a lot of this is just a kind of culture clash. You know, different cultures have different ways of viewing the world, and so the different religions and faiths that have spread up out of them seem to have a very different perspective. But it's just their different way of viewing similar core beliefs. And yeah, so that's a bit about me. I have a kind of varied view of things, and I kind of have this view that most of us are seeing the right things, but perhaps perceiving them in different ways. And I think one of the most important things for me to mention is that I really enjoy teaching, and I really enjoy learning. I mean, understanding the world, or at least the attempt to understand it, is a fascinating pursuit. I think, you know, trying to grasp at that knowledge and believe that you actually do understand it is a bit misguided, but the process of trying to understand it is a fun one. Whether it's learning spiritually, learning, you know, facts and information about the physical world, or just learning through experience, all of these things are valuable and important to us. And so I think this channel will be a learning experience for me as well. I'm sure there's a lot that I can learn from you guys, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about the world. You know, anything that you guys feel like saying in the comments, you can say it. Like, You can ask questions, you can talk about your life, whatever. I want this channel to be a bit of a community. I don't just want it to be one-sided, just me talking to you guys. I'd like to hear from you guys as well, and, you know, perhaps get to know each other a bit and share some knowledge, share some of the things that we all want to teach each other, that we all want to learn from each other. That way we can all benefit a little bit from it. And if you guys learn something valuable on this channel, share the knowledge with other people. Whether it's, you know, just sharing the link with them, or whether it's you actually, you know, teaching someone else some of this stuff in your own way. Because we all have a unique way of describing things to people. So perhaps the way that you describe it to someone, and one of your friends perhaps, might be better than how I'd describe it to them. So use that, because that's kind of what I want to do with this channel. I want to, you know, bring messages that perhaps maybe other people have said before, but I want to bring them in a way that will reach a wider audience. And so if you benefit from this channel in any way, do spread the love, spread it to other people, you know, spread the knowledge. And anyway, this has been a bit about the channel, a bit about me. I'm sure I'll do more of these kind of videos. I just wanted to get some basics out there so you guys don't feel like I'm just, you know, some kind of robot face behind the computer. So yeah, as for the future of the channel, well, basically, I want to get a schedule in place so that you guys will know, you know, what day, what time to expect videos. So that's something I'm going to be working on in the near future. Other things, I'm looking at the minute at getting a camera so that you guys don't just have to, you know, just listen to the videos or just watch a kind of blank animated screen. So that's something to look forward to. And in general, I just want to spread the word and make this channel as good as possible so that more people can learn from it. So I'm very open to constructive criticism and your ideas. And someone was suggesting yesterday to actually put some of these on podcast, and that's something I'm going to take a look at. It's not a priority at the minute. The priority is the YouTube channel, and you know, podcasts have some problems because you have to actually host them yourself and pay for all the bandwidth and stuff. There are options like SoundCloud, but SoundCloud, unfortunately, you know, you have to pay monthly for their service unless you're limiting yourself to just 3 hours of recordings, which is, you know, by the length of these videos, isn't that many. But there are options, you know, like Amazon cloud hosting, or just, you know, getting myself some decent hosting and stuff, since I'd like to have a nice website set up for you guys as well. Some of you might have seen that there's a Tipharot.com domain in the link of my descriptions. I haven't actually set that up yet because I haven't arranged hosting for it. So that's something in progress. But that's something that you can probably expect fairly soon. Just a simple website with a few basic things on it. If you guys do want to hear more from me that isn't, you know, my videos, then you can check out my Twitter. On Twitter, I mostly, you know, I reblog the videos and stuff. I retweet even. I retweet the posts of people that I find interesting in that, and I'll occasionally post a little tweet of my own. I want to just keep you guys up to date with that. Tumblr, I also have a Tumblr blog, and on that you can find my posts about various things. Like if I'm writing an article or something, since I don't have a website set up yet, I'll be posting it on Tumblr. And of course I'll link all the videos and stuff there. And so it's a good place to find kind of the written side of these messages. And so other things that I want to focus on doing in the near future is I want to kind of give the channel a bit of a revamp. I want to get it looking a bit nicer, a bit more usable. I want to have the videos a bit more kind of user friendly and stuff. So you can expect a few little changes and stuff. You might have noticed that the thumbnails on the videos have actually changed a couple of days ago. I've updated them so that they're a bit more easy on the eye in that. And I'll continue to keep making improvements, little adjustments and stuff. And so it's good if some of you could give some feedback. Let me know what parts of the channel you like, what parts you perhaps don't like so much, what you'd suggest, things like this. Because at the end of the day, this channel is for all of us to benefit from each other, so it's important what you guys think. So that's been all for this video. Huge thanks for everyone who's watched, and I also want to give a big shout out to everyone who's subscribed already, and the people who've been commenting and liking the videos and that. I really appreciate it, I really do. So thank you again, and I hope you enjoyed this video, learning a little bit about what this channel is about. If you're new to the channel and you're not already a subscriber, then if you want more content, if you want spiritual content, content about the mind, about psychology, and self-improvement tips and that, or you want to join the community, then subscribe to the channel and we'll keep you up to date with regular videos and that. If you have any comments or any feedback that you want to give, of course, always leave it in the comments. And last but not least, have a wonderful day.